So, how would you summarize this whole journey of this year in Tipsport Gamechanger?
Uh, Crazy. Crazy but beautiful, enjoyable in some sense, but painful too. So I would say like it's a very wholesome experience. You know, it's been few ups and downs during training camp, a couple of really hard injuries. Went through a lot of pain, but it was all worth it. You know, at the end of it, when I look back, I only remember like the good things and wins and full arenas and excitement. So I would say very good, exciting, and beautiful journey.
After fighting for PFL and UFC, is this maybe the best year of your MMA career?
I would think so. Yeah, there was one more year. I think that was 2015, where I had 4 fights within 1 year, and I won the title for RFA. And in between each of those fights, I did jiu-jitsu tournament, and I won gold at each jiu-jitsu tournament. So I won 3 jiu-jitsu tournaments and 4 MMA fights in 1 year, and I won the title for RFA, and I got the UFC contract. So I think we could argue, you know, about the details and which year is more successful, but I would say like at this point of my career and the way I was performing and the way that I like really enjoy OKTAGON fans and selling out big arenas, I would say this is probably the most successful year of my life.
You have 3 fights against Jungwirth, last revenge against Kozma, and against Surdo. What was the most exciting one?
I think each one had, I wouldn't separate any of them because each one of them had like something specific and something to overcome. The first one, I think the Surdo was a newcomer. He was not like very familiar to OKTAGON fans, so for me it was a big pressure, you know, to lose to somebody that nobody knows for in the first round of this tournament. That it's really big, but he was also he was not very known and not very he wasn't a big favorite, but he was very dangerous as well. He had 11 wins, almost all of them by knockout in the first round. So it was like big pressure to fight him. Then Jungwirth, I knew that he's like tough pressure, that he's coming off of 3 or 4 fight winning streak, that he's going to be very dangerous. So that fight and then I fought in his in Germany, and the whole arena was against me. So I had to overcome that, and that was a really big thing. And then fight with Kozma in Germany. It was also like first fight I lost by a finish, and yeah, it was like preparing for it was mentally really tough. But it was one of the best camps that I did this year. That's the only camp this year that I didn't have injury, so I came ready physically and mentally, and I think I showed that in the fight. And yeah, now we're in the finals, so yeah, very exciting.
What do you expect from the finals against another UFC vet, Andreas Michailidis?
I mean, he showed this year we both have very similar record. We both have 1 fight by decision, 1 fight win by knockout, and 1 by submission. So I think we're like evenly very well matched. We both earned our way to the finals. So I think it's just gonna come to like who comes mentally and physically prepared better tomorrow, and who approaches the fight better, and like who wants it more. And it's a 5-round fight, so first fight this year that it can possibly go to 5 rounds. So yeah, we'll see. I'm very excited to get to the cage tomorrow and see who wins the tournament.
It's tough to think about that it should go to 5 rounds. Do you think that it will be longer or shorter fight?
I don't know. I came prepared to fight for 25 minutes. If the fight ends earlier, as I said, we're both like very skilled, and I think we both have weapons that can finish the fight early. But we're both also very tough, so it might go to the 5 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised, certainly.
Title holder isn't there in the welterweight division. Do you see yourself going into the title fight after win in O2 Arena tomorrow?
Well, first of all, I don't know if I'm going to win tomorrow, so I like to look just to the fight in front of me. I don't want to make plans, or like a couple of people ask me what are you going to do with money, this and that. I don't like to think too far ahead. I first have this fight in front of me in Andreas Michailidis, who's, as we said, very dangerous and very tough opponent. So I'm mentally preparing to win the fight, and after that we can talk about all these other plans and possibilities. But until then, I'm just gonna stay focused to the finals tomorrow.
I guess it's really tiring to have 4 fights, like really high-level fights in 1 year. Are you planning to take some time off or go right back into it?
I'm definitely going to take a couple of months off. I already started planning a wedding with my fiance in May next year. So I'm for sure not going to fight until May. So maybe in the summer or in the fall. But I'm definitely going to take a couple of months off. This year was very tough. So I'm not necessarily vacation, as we talked before the interview. I am a jiu-jitsu coach at Eastern Training Center, this academy in Colorado. So I'm not going to rest. I'm going to teach. I'm going to stay active. I'm going to stay in martial arts. I'm going to be training, but I don't think I'm going to compete. Just because I have like some private stuff. This year I didn't have to pay attention and dedicate my time to my fiance and my family and my friends. I was very focused on preparing for fights and performing very well. So I think I just need a mental break more than a physical break necessarily.
Last thing for me, what does it mean to you to represent Serbia in such a large European tournament?
It means a lot. Serbia is where I was born and where I grew up. I love representing these people, and so far I've been having a lot of support and a lot of love from them. So yeah, it's a very big privilege and honor to be a representative of Serbia in such a big tournament, the biggest tournament in MMA I think so far in Europe. So yeah, I've been really enjoying, and I'm glad I'm doing well and that I'm representing my country well so far, and I'm gonna try to do the same thing tomorrow.